Well, welcome back to another exciting episode of Roughneck RC. Today is going to be the first run of my Losi DB XL. So with that being said, I already did half the tank on idle just to break in the motor, because it's a brand new motor, brand new machine, and you have to let the pistons and the piston rings all set in. So half a tank was just sitting there letting it idle for a little while, and then I drew the other, like a quarter tank. I drove it around my yard very slow, and now we're outside to give it a trial run. I have not tuned it up, so it's not at top speed. Everything is still set at factory settings to make sure that, you know, at least for a couple tanks. My policy is to run at least two and a half tanks through it at factory settings before I fine-tune the carb to get the most speed out of it, just so the fact that I can make sure the motor is broken in correctly, and you know, so that it'll last a long time. Not saying I won't eventually upgrade it. It is a 23cc and they do make 30cc's, but at the same time, brand new truck. You know, if you get one, you definitely want to make sure you break the motor in correctly before going all out with it. So you'll see me actually drive it around a little bit and see what you can do. But at the same time, I'm going to be holding back quite a bit. So this is not going to be a pros and cons video. This is just the first run of my new Losi. And like I said, the motor is still being broken in, so it's not going to be everything the machine can do, but at least it gives you an idea. So with that, let's get to it. Well, that was a quick little jolt around. I know she was a bit slow on camera, and she's a bit slow right now because the carburetor setting is being tuned down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tune it up the top speed a little bit. I'm going to give it like a little bit of a turn, see if that improves it. But you don't want to really do it too much because the motor has not completely got broken in yet, so it's not going to be its full potential. It's just tune it up a little bit just to see what it has. But at the same time, you know, if you go all the way, you can damage your motor, and if you damage your motor, you're out a sizable investment. I mean, these motors here, they're not cheap. Anywhere from $400 to $600 to get a new motor for this thing. And I definitely, it being brand new, definitely don't want to damage anything. I'm not ready to replace the motor yet. Maybe next year or something. But we'll give this a little quick turn. Just a little bit, just to see what happens, and we'll proceed with our test run. Well, the air filter got soaked with water because I didn't scout the field before I went and played. And we've had a lot of rain the last couple days, so you know, I was thinking that it soaked up. I hit a deep puddle and everything's soaking wet. It is water resistant, but it has to dry out before I can restart it, so it's pretty much the end for probably for today. So it'll take a while for that to dry out, and I still gotta run a couple tanks before I can totally tune it up to my liking, get the speed out of it that it should do. So with that, I mean, such as it is, we're gonna call it a day. So thank you for joining us for this little test run on the new Losi DB XL, and I hope you tune in for later updates on the Losi DB XL and all my other videos. So with that, it's been a wonderful day. This is Michael Payne signing off for Roughneck RC.